Uh, Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Welcome to KCA Toastmasters Club Division B Area 12. I am Toastmaster Ramdas Nambiar, the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Before we proceed, I humbly request you all to turn off your cell phones or alternatively set them on a silent mode and eliminate any other noises that may be distracting you. Please kindly avoid unnecessary movements during the meeting. Please kindly ensure your internet speed, camera, headphone, and microphone are all working, and ensure proper lighting and avoid having any lights directly pointing at your camera. Please kindly mute your microphone whenever you are not speaking. With this, please help me in welcoming our young and dynamic President Toastmaster Alvin Sevi. Over to you, Toastmaster Alvin Sevi.
Thank you, Surgeon at Arms, Acting Surgeon at Arms, Toastmaster Ramdas. KCA meeting number 421 is now called to order. I kindly request everyone that you can find your opening prayer at top of the agenda. Almighty and ever-loving God, shower your blessings on this gathering in the endeavor to rebuild ourselves as aspiring Toastmasters. Once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Now, before we get into the meeting, I would like to request our VP Education, Toastmaster Sean, to let us know whether there are any apologies.
No, as of now, there are no apologies.
Perfect, awesome. So next, I would like to request again Toastmaster Sean Joseph again, whether the agenda we have received now is the final agenda and there are
Yes.
no changes to it.
No, it's a final agenda.
Perfect, perfect. So Toastmaster Sean, can I suggest you to pass the motion to adopt the agenda as it is?
Yeah, I do pass the motion to adopt it.
Propose the motion. Can we have someone to second it?
Yeah, Toastmaster Ramdas.
Toastmaster Ramdas second the motion. Wonderful, perfect. So again, once again, good evening, Toastmasters. And I can see that there are a lot of new faces present over here. And to kick it off, let us start with our general evaluator, even though he's not a stranger for us. For the benefit of the guest, let us hear from him. Toastmaster Vishwanathan.
Good evening, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters and invited guest. I'm Toastmaster Vishwanathan, today's General Evaluator. Shall I describe my duty or just?
All your wish. It's all on you.
Okay. The General Evaluator's duty to ensure the quality of the entire meeting from beginning till end of the session. Whenever give the opportunity to start the evaluation, at that time I have to give the reports based on today's performance and today's proceedings. I am very happy to be here with you all after a long time. I'm back to KCA Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much. And I can see another new name over here, Toastmaster Jenny. Would you like to introduce yourself for us?
Yes, hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am the grammarian for today's meeting. So can I introduce my role as a grammarian now?
You can just introduce yourself for the benefit of the guest. We just want to know who you are.
Okay, I am Jenny Thomas, just like our president said, and I am the secretary of St. Paul's Toastmasters Club. I have just been elected for this term, and I was approached by Sean, TM Sean, to be part of today's meeting. So I'm glad to be present, and I'll introduce my role later on.
So thank you so much. Looking forward to your role today. And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And I can see our another new member, I mean, not new member, a new face present over here. Toastmaster Blessing, would you like to introduce yourself for us?
Hi, yeah, I am a new member, by the way. It's the first time I'm coming for a KCA meeting.
Awesome.
Uh, I also am a member of St. Paul's Toastmasters Club. I was approached by TM Sean Joseph to take the role of timer. And currently, I'm just a member and the admin manager for Area 33. And yeah, I think I'll explain my role later on.
Wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful, super. Thank you, Toastmaster Blessing, for coming today. And I can see one more, Toastmaster Vigil. Would you like to introduce yourself for us?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Pleasure to be here again. And thank you, Toastmaster Sean Joseph, for inviting me. Glad to see our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Vishwanathan, and meet Toastmaster Elvin, Toastmaster Sijilal. So I hope we have a great meeting today. I am Toastmaster Bijal, President of Angels Toastmasters Club. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vigil. Happy to have you here. So we have Toastmaster Sijilal here. Ma'am, would you like to introduce yourself for us?
Good evening, President and fellow Toastmasters. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Toastmaster Sijilal, member of Palakkad Toastmasters and Krypton Advanced Toastmasters Club. It's my pleasure to be here, part of today's meeting as guest. And over to you.
Thank you so much. We have one more guest, Toastmaster Bindu. Ma'am, would you like to introduce yourself for us?
Thank you, President. Fellow Toastmasters, good evening. I'm Toastmaster Bindu, member of Palakkad Toastmasters, current VP Education of Palakkad Toastmasters. I served the club as VP PR and VP membership in previous terms. And personally, I'm staying here with my daughter and working with RCSI Bahrain. Thank you. Over to you, President.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming today. And I believe I have found all the guests present over here. If there's anyone I missed, please come forward and introduce yourself. Awesome. I got everyone. Okay, so now let's go on the next on our agenda is to introduce the timer. And as we all know, time is one of the most precious commodity for humans. And especially for Toastmasters, time is very integral for us. If you move ahead of 1 second more, you will be disqualified. And to keep us all into order, we have a timer, Toastmaster Blessing Thomas Matthew, to give us the timing criteria for today's meeting. Toastmaster Blessing.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alvin, for that introduction also. Uh, as timer, I will time the table topics, speakers, formal speeches, evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and the red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Table topics should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Since we don't have any icebreakers today, the other speeches should be between 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. I will give my report when called upon at any time. Thank you, all the Toastmasters. Back to you, President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Blessing, for explaining the timing criteria beautifully. Next, we have a grammarian. And to introduce the word of the day and explain the role of the grammarian, I invite Toastmaster Jenny Miriam Thomas.
Thank you, President TM Alvin. Good evening, everyone, once again. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuse of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, and thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is surmount, which means overcome a difficulty or obstacle. Two examples, as noted in the agenda, is the motivational speaker led Jane to believe that she could surmount any personal issues. Another example, good teachers encourage students to surmount their challenges. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, surmount. I will give the word of the day report and the grammatical usage report when called upon during the meeting. Back to you, President T.M. Alvin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jenny. And to explain the our counter, we have none other than our very own Vice President Education, Toastmaster Sean Joseph. Toastmaster Sean Joseph, all the way.
Yes, hi, good evening, Toastmaster Alvin, the President, fellow Toastmasters, guests, good evening to one and all of you. Today, I will be serving as the arc counter, and the purpose of the arc counter is to note any overused words or filler sounds in any speech. If you have extra r's and ums, which will give a bad effect to your speech, and the audience will not enjoy your speech. So as a accounter, my duty will be to note down any overused words or and also other words like filler words like extra uses like but, well, all those things I'll be noting down, and I'll give my report to the general evaluator when being called upon. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster Alvin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean. Now, next on the agenda, we have the business session. The minutes of previous meeting have been passed on via WhatsApp, and is there any other business we have to discuss? We'll start with our VP Education, Toastmaster Sean.
No, it's okay, fine. We can move on. There's no much business to discuss today. It's fine. We can move on.
Okay, now I wouldn't say there's no other business. There's one more thing that I have to announce. We have been assigned two club coaches, and they are present here today, and they are Toastmaster Sijilal and Toastmaster Bindu. And I believe from today onwards, from this meeting onwards, we can work together and eventually surmount any obstacles. Okay. Now comes the most exciting part of the meeting, and that is the presidential address by me. Thomas Biles was a much loved reverend at the British parish. His parishioners loved him so much, in fact, he was asked to officiate his brother's wedding in New York. They even helped pay for his boat trip. The boat? A brand new ocean liner called the Titanic. Thomas Biles reportedly had plenty of chances to leave on a lifeboat, but he turned them all down. Instead, he helped others to get to safety and made his way towards the stern where hundreds of people were trapped. There, he heard people's confessions and performed their last rites, even as the water rose around them. What have we learned from Thomas Biles and his actions? He didn't do things in order to get fame or money. He did his duties because he knew it had to be done. He stood firm in his beliefs and in what is right. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, our theme for the year this is face, challenge, and conquer. There will be times where we doubt our actions, but as long as we stand firm in our beliefs and focus our goals, then we can face any obstacles, challenge them, and eventually conquer them. Whenever you're in a dire situation, remember the actions of Thomas Biles for inspiration. Even when things are not going well, as long as we persist in our actions, we will eventually surmount. Don't be afraid of failure. After all, they say failure is a stepping stone to success. Without further ado, let me introduce the Toastmaster of the day today. He is a past president of KCA Toastmasters and the current vice president membership. He works in the HR department for Southern Tourism. Please welcome with a thunderous applause Toastmaster Sijo Anthony.
Good evening, Toastmasters, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and our dear guest. Unfortunately, I have a internet problem at my home, so I came to my car. Still, it's not stable. So I'll switch off my video. Is that okay? Can you hear me well, Alvin?
Yes, we can hear you. All good. You can proceed.
All right. Few years back, in 1924, Santa Ana, California, there was a great visionary, a great leader who want his fellow colleagues and friends to become leaders and make the society better for the future community. Who is none other than our mentor, Ralph C. Smedley. He started a noble organization, Toastmasters International. His motto or aim or goal was very simple: make more leaders for the society. Why? Because there are a lot of challenges, a lot of problems, a lot of issues going on among the people. He want leaders to make them understand, to lead them in a good way, to achieve their goals, not give away in between. And his motto was a big success. It's been spread all over the world, most around 134 countries, and the members around 115,000 and above. His aim been very big success because he worked hard to make more leaders and more leaders for the entire world, so that the issues the people are facing can be reduced. The fall between the people among the people can be reduced and make them achieve their goals. Let me explain you one recent example of Shalini Shivadas. She lived in Bangalore, the beautiful place who we all are loved to or dream to work in the place. She was working in Bangalore, a young girl, and she got married at the age of 24. There was no issues. A healthy, beautiful woman, working woman, and she got married. And for the honeymoon, they went to one of the African countries. There, the problem started. A serious virus affected in her body. The blood became very serious issues. And the sickness was very rare in among the human beings. Suddenly, they returned back to India, and the problem became very serious, and she was admitted. What was the solution? To remove, to cut down where is the problem is, and the problem was on her leg. It's been removed, and it spread to another leg. Another leg also been removed, and after 6 months, even the two hands been removed. It has to cut to come to life. And the lady was without two legs and two hands. She never gave up. She had a goal in her mind. She came up with more goals and aims in her life. She said, I want to success. I want to lead more people. I want to lead my family. I want to lead my society. And she became one of the first Indian blade runner. It was happened only because of her mental strength, her target to become a good, achieve her goals. And she achieved it because of her perseverance, because of her strong confidence to achieve the goals. Whatever happens in my life, even I don't have two hands, two legs, I will achieve my goal. And she achieved. She became the first blade runner, Indian blade runner. Is it possible to some of the common people? Never. It is not possible. It happened because of her confidence, because of her perseverance, not to lose, not to give up. I urge all the Toastmasters to have that confidence, to have that urge in your life to achieve that goals. Whatever happens during these pandemic situations, we might face a lot of other problems other than the usual. We might lose the job. We might sickness from we don't know from where it will happen. Whatever the situation is, give that confidence, give that courage, keep that courage in your life to achieve the goals, to achieve your target, to achieve the aim, and become a leader for the society, work for the society, become more make the society better in the for the future generations. Toastmasters. Am I Alvin, are you okay?
All good,
Can I
you're
proceed?
audible. No problem. Oh,
All
yes,
right.
we can proceed.
Thank you. Now let's move on to our educational session. We have 3 prepared speeches. And we have 3 veteran speakers, and we have 3 eminent Toastmasters to evaluate all these speeches. The first speech, before I call upon the first speech, let me call the individual evaluator to give us the project objectives. The individual evaluator is a homeopathy doctor by profession, currently running a recruitment consultancy firm. She is in Toastmasters for more than 3 years and current president of Angel Toastmasters Club. Let's welcome Toastmaster Bijal to give us the project objective for the first speech. Toastmaster Bijal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, General Evaluator, and guests. Good evening once again. Today, my speaker is attempting the third speech evaluation and feedback second speech of Pathways Level 1. The objectives of the speech are: the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to the second speech. The member should demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. I wish all the best to my speaker. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bijal. Now let's move on to our first speech. The first speech will be delivered by a veteran Toastmaster for almost 4 months in Toastmasters. He's a biomedical engineer by profession, settled in the beautiful place of Kanyakumari in India, interested in football, and in Bahrain with family. Have one small child for 1.5 years old. Wife is working with Salmania Hospital. A Toastmaster want to become a good leader for the society. Let's welcome Toastmaster Rajesh to give his level 1 speech. Let's give hands together. Let's welcome Toastmaster Rajesh. Toastmaster Rajesh?
Yes, is it my turn?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'm sorry, my audio is not that clear.
It is clear.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Let me start my speech with a question. What's the difference between a trash and a treasure? What's the difference between the trash and the treasure? Good evening, Mr. President, General Evaluator, my personal evaluator, and fellow Toastmasters. Very warm good evening today. A bestseller book in the world for over the decades, and a holy book for the Christians that's called the Holy Bible, which says, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. What is treasure? Anything counts priceless or which is precious are known as treasures. And what is trash? Anything counts as zero value or neglected, called as the trash. A glass vase, wonderfully furnished by a French artist and built with Swiss-made crystal clock and automated by a German scientist, become a treasure until the vision is alive. A rocking, mind-blasting music composed by A.R. Rahman is a treasure until a person becomes deaf. Yes, I was watching a program called Renovate Ideas. A person in southern part of India, he was living in a small, greenish, beautiful village, was having a small bit of agricultural land, having no money to buy the manures for his land. What he did, he has collected the kitchen garbages from his neighbors and he dried it and he made a small process of that. He put it as a manure for his agricultural land. He found which is worthy, less expensive, as well as which is giving more crop for him. What he did, he expanded his area. He collected the kitchen garbages from all over the village, about 40 houses. He has appointed 2 more jobless and energetic young guys with him. He asked them to collect the same thing, only the kitchen garbages from the nearby villages. He expanded to the nearby town. In about 3 years, per month, in the beginning, he was earning 200 rupees. At the end of 3rd year, he could able to earn nearly 90,000 rupees only from the kitchen garbages. And he made it as a manure. He sold all over the place. First, he initiated with his neighbors, friends, and he expanded his limits. And he says, in 3 years, he expanded his business limits. Yes, the kitchen garbages may be a trash for you and me, become the treasure for one of the person. Few months back, near my flat, a person who was standing near the municipal garbage bin, who collected the aluminum Pepsi and 7-Up tins. And I was about to throw my garbage. He asked me to stop. And he checked the garbages. Is there anything valuable for him? And I was speaking to him. He says, yes, it's the garbage for you. But that is the livelihood for me. He says he's earning in a month nearly 200 dinars, Bahrain dinars, 200 Bahrain dinars from the garbages, what we think. Yes, the people, they are making the trashes as the treasures in their life. Few months back, my close friend, he bought a very expensive mobile phone through online, which is not even available the whole Middle East. The second day of the usage, his 1-year boy came to him and he was running. He was crying for his papa to carry him. As this is the COVID time, he could not able to carry his son as soon as he entered the house. He has given the mobile to him just to play. Within few seconds, the boy threw the phone into the garbage, into the basin of water, which was a treasure for him, but for the small 1-year baby, become the trash. Yes, I would like to conclude my speech. What is the trash for many people become the treasure for someone else, and which is the treasure for many become the trash for someone else. Thank you, and over to the President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh, for such a beautiful, inspiring speech. Let's all try to find where is our trash and where is our treasure. Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh. Let's move to our second speech. Before calling up the let me call the individual evaluator for giving the project objectives for our second speech. He is a secretary of our current Toastmasters Club. He's work finance by profession. He got a small baby a few months back, and is none other than Toastmaster Ramdas. Toastmaster Ramdas, please give us the project objectives for our second speech.
Thank you, TMOD. Once again, good evening, Toastmasters and guest of the day. Mr. Toastmaster Ril Vasant is attempting his level 1 speech 2, and his speech title is Anger. And I wish him best of luck for his speech. Over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramdas, for giving us the project objectives for the second speech.
Yeah.
For the second speech, we have a new Toastmaster joined in KCA Toastmasters Club, completed almost 4 months in the club. Very passionate Toastmaster, want to become a great leader for the society. Working in a hospital field, a biomedical by profession, almost 9 years in Bahrain. Living with family in Bahrain. Driving is his hobby. And he has 2 lovely kids. Let's welcome Toastmaster Ril Vasant to give us the second speech with the speech title The Anger. The Anger by Toastmaster Ril Vasant. Toastmaster will
Hello,
listen.
everyone. Yes, I am here.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Be so good. They can't ignore you. The beautiful word from Mr. Leo. Yes. Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and wonderful guests. Warm good evening. Today, I'm talking about that lovely passage about the anchor. I have the question, but you cannot answer. This is problem for yourself. What is the difference between cancer and anger? I have the answer. Before I will tell the question, what is the difference between cancer and anger? Almost both are same. Finally, we will die. Sure. I will explain it. Sure. Today, I am talking about the small passage of the anger. Before, I'm talking about one small story. Maybe you can understand very easily. I think the story you heard it before. I will explain one more time. Right? The story between a lovely father and a angry son. Yes, a lovely father and angry son. The son, what is the character of the son? The son was always angry, short temper. And the father and mother, the parents, thinking about the son, we need to explain his character. But many times they are trying, but unfortunately, they cannot explain more because always he is a short temper. One day, the father thinking about his son. That time he got a nice idea. That time he went his son. He took it one small bag of nails, and a small hammer also, and give to his son and tell him, dear son, I want to speak sometimes, some minutes. Can you understand me? The son understand his father. Then the father explained the son, dear son, you are short tempered. You have always anger. So I will explain to you how to reduce this. Then the son understand his father. Then the father explained to his son, dear son, if you have anger, if you have short temper, take one nail and go nearby my house. There is one fence, and pin the fence and hit the hammer. And son is very funny. He thinking about his father. Okay, dad, I will do it. Then the son went to the same thing next day. He went there, take a nail and fence and hammer the fence. And next day by day, it is going. Finally, one day, he finished all nails. Then he thinking about his life. He is struggling with hammer. Finally, he returned it back to his father. Father, it is finished. Then father happy. Then he explained to his son, son, go and remove one by one the nail. Then the son went to here, the location. He removed one by one. Finally, he removed almost all nails. Some of the nails he cannot remove it. Finally, he returned it back to his father. Father said, dear son, this is the nail. See, every time you're short temper to the another pupils, another relatives, this is the situation. If you are short temper, the nails like your words hurting their minds and hurting their heart. So you can remove it. How? You can apologize, but the scar and the holes, you cannot remove it. This is memorized. So this is the life. Next, you can reduce your anger step by step. You can work with pure, live with perfectly. Then the son understands his life. Every time he is thinking about his anger, finally he decided how much we hurt to another people, another friends. So he realized his mistakes. So Every time we are thinking about that, the same issues. Dear Toastmasters, dear ladies and gentlemen, in our life like this, every time we are anchored to another people, but we are not thinking about ourselves. We are killing ourselves. So please reduce your anger, your work area, your neighbors, and everywhere. See, if you get anger, you cannot achieve the goals. You cannot be a good leader. So reduce your anger, you will be a good leader. Thank you, Toastmasters and guests. Over to Toastmaster. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rilvasan, for such educational speech. I would say how we can reduce our anger to achieve our goals. It was an excellent speech. Highly appreciate. Thank you, Toastmaster Rilvasan. Let's move to our third speech. Before calling the speaker, let me call our individual evaluator for this third speech. Is none other than our president of KCA Toastmasters Club, very young, smart, handsome Toastmaster. We don't need to give him more introduction. Let's welcome Toastmaster Alvin Sevi to give us the project objectives for the third speech. Toastmaster Alvin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dave, for your very flattering introduction. My speaker, Toastmaster Bijal, is attempting from her project electives project to inspire your audience. The purpose of your project is to practice writing and delivering that inspires others. So the main purpose of your speech is to inspire the audience. And I wish all the best for my speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alvin, for giving the project objectives for the third speech. For delivering the third speech, we have a great leader, a doctor by profession. We have given already a introduction. I don't want to give more introduction. She's a well-known Toastmaster, a passionate Toastmaster. Let's welcome Toastmaster Bijal to give us the third speech with the speech title Spread Happiness. Spread Happiness by Toastmaster Bijal.
Am I
Toastmaster Bijal?
audible?
Very much audible.
Thank you. Celebrations. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear this word? For most of us, it's our birthday, right? Toastmaster of the day, general evaluator, distinguished guests, and fellow Toastmasters. A very good evening to one and all. Birthday. The word itself gives you a nostalgic feeling of one's arrival on this beautiful world. And on that day, you feel as if you are a celebrity. And you expect gifts and rewards from your loved ones. Parents start planning for their birthday days before its arrival. Yes, I eagerly wait for my children's birthday. I still remember their first birthday. It was a grand celebration. Best venue, best decor, best cake. A lot of people were invited. But they barely remember anything. And so do I. I don't remember my first birthday. Then why do we celebrate? We celebrate to extend our happiness with our friends and well-wishers. But today, the celebrations have started becoming a compulsion. Throwing parties better than others and receiving gifts from your loved ones has become more important. Even at the age of 40. Oh, did I just reveal my age? Even today, I expect a small diamond ring from my husband on my birthday and a beautiful card from my children. Does all these things make sense? Let me ask you all one question. Do we remember the birthdays of people who are not amongst us today? Why do we remember them only on their death anniversary? We don't have an answer to this question, right? Let's visualize the situation, which is very well narrated in Robin Sharma's book, Who Will Cry When You Die? What happens when a person dies? Friends and family cry for few days. RIP and condolence messages float on the WhatsApp group. Milky messages on the Facebook page. Folded hands at the prayer meeting with an incense stick in front of the photo frame. And what happens to that photo frame? It starts its journey from the stool to the wall and from the wall to the storeroom. Yes, my dear friends, that is the reality. All your treasures has no more its essence. It is not important anymore. Does this make any sense? Once I asked my father, Dad, why do we have just one life? To which he replied, wrong question, my dear. We just die once, but we live every day. Birthday is a day to be remembered, to be cherished, to be happy, and at the same time, to make others happy around you. Inspire them to be happy and spread happiness all around. Life is an ongoing process on this planet, from amoeba to Homo sapiens. It is not like a brittle candle, but it is like a splendid torch, which we all are holding in our hands at the moment. And we want to shine it as bright as possible until we pass it on to the next generation. Friends, it is not important how many years you live, but indeed it is important how you live these years. Just give a smile to your fellow being and make them happy. Help them and encourage them. The true meaning of life is a series of acts of decency and kindness. And there will be happiness all around you. Fellow Toastmasters, when I was born, I cried and everyone around me rejoiced. But I promise, the day I die, I will rejoice from inside, and everyone around me will have tears in their eyes. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bijal. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, are you ready to spread the happiness? If yes, try to keep a smile on your faces. Toastmaster Bijal, thank you for beautiful speech, for giving us the inspiration to smile in front of others. Beautiful speech, Toastmaster by Toastmaster Bijal. Now, as per the agenda, we have tea break. VP Education Toastmaster John, can we have this tea break, please? At least some virtual teas.
We can serve virtual teas to everyone.
Yeah. Are you all ready to have some virtual teas?
I believe we should move on because it's virtual, no? So and we are
Or
almost
instead
in
of tea
time.
break, let's have some jokes if someone is ready among our members here present. Anybody is ready
We
with some
have
jokes?
our CGT president. You may call him up.
You mean DTM Khalid Abdullah?
Yes.
Wow, that's excellent. DTM Khalid Abdullah, are you ready to give a small joke to spread the happiness?
I'm born ready. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Always ready.
Let me recognize the presence of Area 12 Director, Toastmaster Khiller, and all of the other. Wow, I see lots of familiar names here. Good evening to one and all.
Good evening.
Well, in my case, I don't think I'm really good in giving jokes, but let me try that out. Because as I said, now when I say born ready, so I have to try something new. Well, during such pandemic, I think we really utilize this virtual platform up to the most out of it. So one of the events that I attended one area event. There were 4 clubs there. And when I entered into the event, I'm known of having some sinus problems. So while entering, I had a sneeze. So I had very big, loud sneeze. And later on, I just continued the meeting. I did not feel that anyone heard what the sneeze I gave. And it was a meeting of maybe 2 hours. I came in the middle of it, so I stayed for another 45 minutes. And toward the end, while we were discussing, I got one of the Toastmasters there. And of course, you know him, DTM Farhaz. He said, DTM Khalid, bless you. That was the time I knew that my address was the biggest sneeze ever during that area joint meeting. So this is what this is what to expect from virtual platform. Another event as well, I attended. We deal with so many multitasking during such virtual platform. And I was accessing one of the meetings using my phone and the other using the laptop. And there it was. I was very in a hurry. I woke up late. Honestly, I should not really sleep in the afternoon, late in the afternoon, but that's what happened. So I was really hectic and I was running here and there. And I got in there into one of the meetings and they asked me to address them immediately because there were only 6 in the meeting itself. So while I was accessing the other meeting on my phone, I forgot that they have also the mic on while entering. So that was the time where I addressed 2 audience, one on my laptop and the other were on my phone. So that's another cliche of accessing or getting into virtual meeting. But jokes apart, I can see KCA right now also go getting into that platform. So well done, leaders. Well done for your area director as well. He's here. I can see the coaches as well are here. So this is exactly what we really need to see during such difficult times. And I really enjoy KCA's meeting. I attended one of your anniversaries. Now I don't recall which anniversary was that. And I remember the father of your president, Toastmaster Elwin, was sitting there next to me. I still remember those vivid images of him supporting the club, ensuring the quality that is there, pointing here. And I was saying, wow, I think KCA has what it has to be there for another anniversary. And this is now where we are, getting into the virtual platform, getting into the era of the COVID. I know that the club is not at its best, but if you just make sure that you stay next to each other, hand in hand with each other, believing in yourself, believing in the cause of what we are doing here at Toastmasters, I'm sure KCA would go into different levels in a few months from now. So KCA members, well done for conducting your virtual meeting. Just be careful when you get into the meeting to mute your mic before you get into what your CGD got into. And over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Khalid, for such a motivational jokes. It will not be fair if I don't call our area director, Toastmaster Killer. Can we have a joke from your end?
Good evening, our Mr. 24. There are two Mr. 24s. One is our own CGD and is our own brother, Toastmaster Vishwanathan, our general evaluator. We love to call them Mr. 24 always, because wherever we go, they are there, either to address officially or to stay in the meeting. Great going. Well, Toastmaster and President, I don't know why you call me to crack a joke. That itself will turn a joke. Because that is the only thing I didn't try until today. But well, I mean, since you call me, I have to, I will give a joke, or it's a life incident which happened last Friday. Normally from morning till the afternoon, like 2-3 hours in the house, we spend time for, keeping things up and cleaning, right? So some of the, my wife, she found some of the photographs which I took last year when we went to Pattaya, Thailand. When we went to a zoo, and you know, most of them, most of you know that we can sit and take photos with chimpanzees, and we can sit with cheetahs, and we can sit with the crocodiles and take photos with live chimpanzees, okay? And she found some of the photos and was giving to my son, Farhan, 6-year-old son. And she told him, find your papa, you know? And the photo was only me and the chimpanzee. And he was looking at me, at her, and he was asking, find papa from this? Oh, difficult. You know, it's a real incident.
Confusing question. Yeah?
Well, well, for them, probably yes. Another one, last week, I was giving a speech in a club in Qatar, Toastmaster speech. It was my level 5th completion speech, my road, my findings. And when you miss, and if you don't spell the words correctly, see the mistake, how it happens. And she was saying, the Toastmaster of the day, she was saying, the reason behind his sex is constant practice and his enthusiasm. Did you hear anything? She was supposed to say the reason behind his success, but it meant to reason behind his sex. So this is a live joke which happened on daily basis. Apart from that, I just wanted to remind our friends on KCA Toastmasters, you are completing 20 years next month. A club which started its operation or its movement or its empowering from year 2000 January, now we completed almost 20 years. A club which created hundreds of competitive communities and competitive leaders to the society. We have to really knock down ourselves to find ourselves, where are we? And we have to really find where we're supposed to be. I appreciate the coaches like Toastmaster Bindu and Toastmaster Sijilal. Definitely KCA will fly high. And I believe it is the first time coaches are appointed to such a great and prominent club in the island. We are, unfortunately, with 1 point, DCP point, whereas other clubs in Area 12 has gone far high. Like Falcon already achieved 10 DCP point, and the Tamayus achieved 7, Sendamil achieved 7. So we are the oldest club. Let me know how and what we have to do to push forward to reach the best. We all are there to help you, and whatever is required from the district, our club growth director is here, and definitely we can get every possible things to happen for the betterment of KCA. We all wanted to get back the legacy of KCA back. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Killer, for spreading that happiness and joy among our members for this good evening. Next, the interesting session of our Toastmasters meeting today, that is table topics. To lead the table topic session, we have one of the new Toastmasters in KCA, works with the Ministry of Interior in Admin Division. It's one of very active member of Hope Associations in Bahrain. Let's welcome Toastmaster Jayesh to give the table topic session as a table topic master. Let's welcome Toastmaster Jayesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for the nice introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. One of the most exciting portion of the Toastmaster meeting is table topics. The main objective is to challenge members to develop their communication skills, to effectively think on their feet by answering unrehearsed 2 minutes impromptu speeches. Table topics is essentially designed to develop 4 essential communication skills. First is listening, second is thinking, third is organizing, and last one is speaking. Today, as a table topic master, I will give some statements to comment on it. Your response must be at least 1 minute and can be no more than 2 minutes. I encourage you to use the word of the day, surmount. Are you all ready? So let us get started. So who wants to be the first? So whom I can call, or
I can try to.
No. I'm sorry, Jenny. Jenny Thomas. Okay, Jenny Thomas. So my question, since we are in the end of December, end of the year, I'll just give a clue. I don't know if it's correct or not. My questions will be based, most of the questions will be based on like that only. Okay. So my first statement, a question. What are the changes you want to see in the world in 2021? Master Jenny Thomas.
Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, Table Topic Master, for the question. What changes I would like to see in the world in 2021? 2020 has not been an easy year for many of us, and we have noticed a lot of change in this year alone. Restricted by technology yet connected, not having any restaurants, not having any outings, working from home. So what I would like to change is this, get back to the normal, because I'm unable to accept this new normal. So what I would like to start seeing is being able to go out, us being able to travel, us being able to explore and getting in touch with others and with the world outside is the change that I would like to see. And still, I believe that all of us have changed in this year for the better. We have learned to be more appreciative. We have learned to be kind. We have learned to be patient. We have surmounted obstacles as a family of the planet. So I feel that changes, we have all gone through changes, and what I can expect is only better changes coming in. And so that's the changes I would like to see in the world from 2021. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you. Toastmaster Jenny Thomas, it was wonderful presentation from her side. Mainly the wording, get back to normal. That is a main change we wanted to have in year 2021. Because we know year 2020, everyone, all of us struggled a lot. So it was a very good explanation from Toastmaster Jenny Thomas. Thank you. So my second question, who want to volunteer for the second one? Can who want to be?
Yeah,
I
myself.
can.
Who? Toastmaster Sijilal?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's what experiences from 2020 do you appreciate the most? One more time. What experiences from 2020 do you appreciate the most?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters. Once again, good evening to you all. What experiences I appreciate in 2020 is the most is with this pandemic situation, I have achieved many things. Though it was hard to be in this time, in this year, since let's say from February 26th onwards, till this moment, we face many challenges in our life. Social distancing, covering the face with mask, and can't see many of our friends or no gatherings. But if this COVID has not been happened, I would have not attended many of these meetings like this. I have achieved many things as I could able to, being virtual, I could able to attend many meetings. I could able to attend many conferences abroad also. If it was not virtual, I would have not able to attend. And I could able to gain many knowledge. And I could able to meet many members, new members. So for me, adversities are part and parcel of our life. But to overcome that and gain from that, it's the best. So in 2020, although a lot of difficulties were there, but I gained many things. As the best thing is improve my knowledge, and I could see many members. I could know many people from physical distance, but mentally very close. That's all. On over to you, Table Topic Master.
Yeah, Toastmaster Sijilal, it was well explained, nicely presented. She properly explained what all achievements through virtual meetings and all she gained. She had communicated with many peoples in different countries and all through virtual meetings and all. It was nicely explained. It was a very good presentation, Toastmaster Sijilal. Thank you. So now who come for the third question? Who will come for the third one?
Let me try.
Okay, Toastmaster Sam Rajesh. I'll give you a very good question to you.
Easy question.
Okay. Yeah, interesting question. It's a good one. You got a call from big ticket lottery that you had won the first prize for dirhams 20 million. What would be your reaction to it?
Good evening, Table Topic Master. Good evening to all my dear Toastmasters. The same phone call I received a month back, and they said it's a 1 million Bahrain dinars that I won. Initially, while I was driving, I got this phone call. I didn't see the number, which number I got this call. So the person who spoke on the phone does not have clear English. You know, we have a different accent from different part of the world. So I could able to understand his English from like a North Indian or from Pakistan. So I was asking from which bank you are calling. He says, I'm calling from the National Bank. Okay, so which branch you are calling me? He says, I'm from the main branch. I'm calling you. And he says, on your account, we wanted to transfer the amount. So before 2 o'clock, we need your CPR and we need your another bank account. He's asking why you want another bank account. I have my NBB account. You can transfer to my NBB account. He says, yes, but if I transfer to your NBB account, there will be VAT. The VAT cut will be more. So better to give another bank account. And just a moment, I stopped the car in a side and I noticed the number. It says +92. I got really annoying. I shout with him and I cut the phone. Back to Toastmaster Jayesh.
Toastmaster Sam, Rajesh, it was really a good explanation. And of course, you got a really good example also. So it was presented very well. I hope maybe next month or within few months, you can get 20 million dirhams. So at least I can get some money from you, not lend, I can. Okay, it was really good presentation from Toastmaster Sam, Rajesh. So I can ask more question. Toastmaster Sijo, I can.
Yeah, go ahead. We have asked only 3, right? You may go for 2 more.
Only 3 on. Okay. So who will volunteer for the next one, fourth one?
I nominate Mr. President to go for it.
President. Okay. Toastmaster Alvin Sevi. Simple question. What is your number one goal in year 2021?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. What is my number one goal for the year 2021? Very interesting question. This is something that I've tackled previously in 2019 on December about what my goals will be for the next term, for the next year, 2020. And I'm just continuing my past goal from 2019, and that is to graduate and get a good job and get a good degree. Get a good job and continue to inspire. At the moment, I'm a bit clueless since I'm not sure what to expect because I made a lot of plans in 2019 and 2020 came and slapped me on the face. So I'm not sure what to expect in 2021, whether it'll be the repeat of that or will it be all normal and okay. But yes, my goal for next year is to work on myself to be a better person. And I'm in my final year of my education. Finally, I'm going to get my degree. And so far, everyone has been asking me, where do you work, Alvin? And I have been replying, I don't work yet. I don't have a degree yet. So finally, with this degree, I can get a job and confidently tell anyone who's asking, I got a job and I'm doing this and that. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Toastmaster Alvin Sevi.
PT Master, good evening. A small request. Our CGD from the right beginning itself, he wanted to answer, he wanted to jump in. Now he's ready, he's enthralled. Please consider him.
Okay, can I continue? Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. Toastmaster Alvin Sevi, it was a good explanation and also sincerely told what you want to be. Really, when I joined with KCA Toastmaster, I asked him where you are working. At that time, he was telling I'm studying in Global Institute. I thought maybe he's working in a very big firm. Maybe he has his own business and all like that. supposed to be. Anyway, this year will good. This year will bring good luck for you, Toastmaster Alvin Sevi. It was wonderfully explained. Good presentation. Thank you. So my next question, who will volunteer for my for the next question?
Can call upon our
I think I
Sorry?
have to jump in now.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
No other way.
Mr. Khalid Abdullah?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the biggest lesson God taught us this year, 2020? What was the biggest lesson God taught us this year, that is 2020?
Mr. Table Topic Masters, fellow Toastmasters, and esteemed guests, good evening to one and all. I think there are so many lessons that we can get out of 2020. There was a quote that I really liked out of this sermon that we are living. It said that year 2020 is not the year that you get what you want. Year 2020 is the year that you appreciate what you have. And this is exactly the lesson that we all have to learn out of the COVID that we have got in 2020. COVID-19 did not come here to stay. COVID-19 came here to teach us a lesson. Are we learning? That's exactly what COVID-19 came in here. And that's the biggest lesson that I personally learned, the world learned in 2020. Now, looking back and reflecting this to Toastmasters in general and all the leaders that we have and the leaders existing in this room, we're all connecting virtually. And that also reminds me of another quote, which says, the purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows. I repeat, the purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows. Now I can see all of you are looking at each other in the mirror. You think that this confined space of this virtual window is just a mirror to reflect on yourself. But let's dig deeper into that, beyond the mirror that we see ourselves in. Let's think all of the possibilities that this platform just gave us during this sermon. This is exactly what we want, to be united during the 2020. The biggest lesson that we learn is to be united and to learn what COVID is trying to teach us. Thank you so much for being such great leaders, and please continue enjoying your Toastmaster journey. Over to you, Tabletop Masters.
It was wonderful presentation from TTM Khalid Abdullah. His quotation, the quote, the purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows, is really interesting. It is good. Yeah, also he has used the word of the day, sermon, in a nice way. It is really interesting. Everyone has liked that one. Okay, back to back to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Toastmasters, you are doing it. Your Table Topic Master is the first time, right?
First time, yes.
Excellent, Toastmaster JS. You have done it beautifully. A very good introduction about table topic session. Very good topics, and after each comment you have done your own few comments. Excellently done. You have surmounted all the issues you are facing. You are informing us before you joined the Toastmasters. Excellent. Thank you, Toastmaster JS, for wonderfully conducting the table topic session. Next, we have general evaluation.
Thank you.
For doing the general evaluation role, we have a general evaluator who is a very well-known Toastmaster in the island. If you ask any Toastmaster in Bahrain, there are 64 clubs, I believe. Even the new joined Toastmasters, they will tell Toastmaster who is Toastmaster Vishwanath. And this Toastmaster is very passionate Toastmaster, a very good human being. He has played all the roles in divisions, areas, clubs, from Sergeant Arms to area director, presidents, VP education, and Whatever the roles available in the club's area, he has played all the roles, supported all the those new Toastmasters to become great leaders, how to perform in Toastmasters. I don't want to give more and more introduction. Let's welcome Toastmaster Vishwanath to give the general evaluation for today's meeting. Toastmaster Vishwanath.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sijo Anthony, for the inspirational introduction.
Got a good TV, Toastmaster Vishwanath.
Thank you. I'm relaying from the TV station itself, so I'm very proud to be. My dear fellow Toastmasters, especially our District 20 Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah, Area Toll Director, Toastmaster Killer Valyagata Pukoya, our dignitaries, fellow Toastmasters and guests, everyone, good evening, one and all.
Good evening.
Today, as general evaluator, I try to join from 7:35 onwards, and then I thought maybe it is physical meeting. Then I moved from my home to near my house, which is the KCA Mother Club door. There also no one. Then I thought maybe today's meeting is cancelled or postponed. Fortunately, exactly 7:55, I got access to the virtual Zoom. Then I just eagerly waited for to begin the meeting. Our Sergeant at Arms came sharp 8 o'clock, and our KCA Toastmasters Club meeting number 421 was started with Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Ramdas, acting Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Ramdas, and he given the protocol as per the agenda. Then he invited the President Toastmaster Alvin Sevi. Then he done the protocols and the procedures as per the parliamentary rules. Based on that, I have few comments as per the agenda. My next duty to get the report of our timers, a timer report from our timer. So timer Toastmaster Blazan Matthew, please give the timing report of our speakers as well as the table topic commentators.
Yeah, thank you so much, GE. Moving into the timings for the speeches, TM Rajesh took 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Toastmaster Ril Vasant took 5 minutes and 32 seconds. And Toastmaster Bijal took 6 minutes and 14 seconds. I believe all qualify and are within the time. And for table topics, we have Toastmaster Jenny, who took 1 minute and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Sijilal, who took 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Toastmaster Sam Rajesh, who took 2 minutes and 17 seconds. And Toastmaster Alvin Sevi, who took 1 minute and 32 seconds. And then our very own Mr. Smiles, DTM Khalid Abdullah, took 2 minutes and 12 seconds. So yes, all are within the time there also.
Yeah, thank you very much. The timer all are qualified, and there is any voting for the best speaker as well as the best table topic commentator. If there is, please give the poll for to the voting by the members and the guests. President, there is an option for voting.
Yes,
we
do have the option.
We do have the option. I think we can do it at the
end. Okay, then we'll proceed at the end. Okay, I'll move to the next segment of our individual evaluation. Today we had 3 speakers. First one was Toastmaster Ram Rajesh. The second one Toastmaster Ril Vasant, and the third one was Toastmaster Bijal Karia. Now I would like to invite our first speaker as evaluator, Toastmaster Bijal Karia, to give the evaluation report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening once again. I'm sorry I took, I think, a long break, not a tea break, but I went for a dinner break, and sorry for that. And when I was back, I saw our CGD attempting the table topic as a table topic commentator. Yes, I guess he's everywhere as Toastmaster Vishwanathan. Good evening, CGD. DTM Khalid.
Good evening.
Yeah. Okay. So to begin with my evaluation, one man's trash is another man's treasure. A very good start of with which my speaker had. He began with a question. He asked, what is the difference between trash and treasure, which captivated our attention towards the speech. A very good beginning. And he had organized the speech very well. He went ahead and explained us what is the meaning of trash and treasure. And then he went ahead and gave us a beautiful example wherein a man collected all the trash and how he converted it into a business and how it became a treasure for him. So I think a very well-crafted speech with a beautiful message. Being a newbie, I feel he was really confident, and I would like to congratulate him for that. Now, coming to a few suggestions, I think the objectives of his speech was to take feedback from the second speech, that is the first speech, and to repeat the same speech, incorporating the suggestions by the evaluator. So I think his first evaluator has suggested him to work on the pronunciation. I think it was better, but it could have been a little better. It is trash. Okay, so I think still maybe you can work on it. The camera position, I think, yes, you were looking at the camera, but I will suggest that you can also use the speaking area. Keep the camera to your eye level and you can also move around and use the speaking area. And yes, in between, I saw a couple of times you did refer the notes. Maybe you can practice well next time and avoid referring to the notes in your future speeches. Since you're repeating this speech, I feel you should have avoided that. Overall, you had a very well crafted, well organized speech with a beautiful message, and you can incorporate these few suggestions, just good practice, and you can surmount all the flaws. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Bijal Karia, for the valuable feedback. I hope our evaluator will consider the suggestions which you given to him. Now we move to the second speaker, evaluator, Toastmaster Ramdas. Please join hands together to welcome Toastmaster Ramdas to evaluate Toastmaster Ril Vasant's speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Anger doesn't solve anything. It builds nothing, but it destroys everything. The speech of Toastmaster Ril Vasant, the theme was very good. It had a very good message, and the eye contact was very good. The physical gestures and the good use of the stage in a virtual meeting, that was quite good. But still there are some room for improvements which I had personally felt. One is the story needed to be linked to your personal life, to your personal experiences, so that it would have been more more beautiful about that. And the pace of the speech was constant. There was very little emotional changes. For example, the speech was on anger, and we did not see any emotions of anger in the speech, because it was always a happy moment what was being expressed by Toastmaster Ril Vasant. So he should have shown little more emotions, like angry emotions of the son, which would have been more attractive. And usage of time, well, since you're in your early days, you could have made an optimum utilization of the time, because as per the time it was 5 minutes 32 seconds of usage, so the time could have been optimized. Overall, it was a very decent speech, and I'm confident with little more practice, you will surmount these drawbacks, and time will prove you to be a great speaker. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ramdas. Now we'll move to the third and final speakers evaluator. The speaker was Toastmaster Bijal Karia. The evaluator is Toastmaster Alvin Sevi. Please join hands together to welcome Toastmaster Alvin Sevi to evaluate the speech.
As the weather got colder, slowly our energy levels also got lower. But Toastmaster Vigil, you managed to instill the energy into us and managed to inspire the audience. Your biggest objective for this project was to inspire the audience, and you have done it superbly. And for that, kudos to you. Respected General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and guests present. The first 7 seconds is quite vital to make an impression. And you have opened with a word, celebrations. And one of the most limiting factor about having online meetings is to interact with the audience. But when you open with the word celebrations, you manage to get us thinking. Indirectly, you manage to interact with us. And that is a huge plus. And I love the way you transitioned to celebrating birthdays, and which I find is absolutely true. I do not remember my first birthday, and yet we celebrated glamorously. I've only heard about my first birthday through pictures and stories that my parents tell me, but I have never experienced it. So, and similarly, when it comes to celebrations, the another thing that we celebrate crazy is also the marriage. And fortunately or unfortunately, thanks to COVID, marriage has been highly successful through online because it doesn't have any cost. So people are getting married when it's COVID. So one thing I loved about your speech is that you added the humor element. And it is the golden unspoken rule for every man present over here is to never ask a woman's age. And you reveal your age, and to be honest, I'm quite concerned whether it will come back to haunt me. So that humor level was superb and I completely enjoyed it. And you had incredible clarity, vocal variety, and even though we are limited by technology, you had excellent eye contact. You made superb use of the space that's available for you. And your gestures were superb. Your comfort level was very comfortable. You don't let this cold affect you. You were brimming with energy. Now, one of the recommendations that I want to give you is to raise the camera a bit. It almost seemed like you were looking downwards. And in filmmaking, there's an idea that if the camera angle is below and the person presenting is above, it gives the impression of an authoritarian being. But Toastmaster Bijal, I know you very well and you are a sweet person. So we don't want to give that kind of impression to the guest. And now finally, in conclusion, your conclusion, I wanted to give it as a recommendations, but I feel like somehow it turned out to play as a strength for you. As you concluded, you started talking about the torch, I believe torch, and behind you the light. Somehow, as you spread out your hands and explained about the torch spreading happiness, the light behind you enshrined you like a halo. And that, I don't know whether it was intentional or unintentional, it turned out to give a very good impact on your speech, especially for your conclusion, like a halo of an angel. So overall, superb speech, and I wish to hear more of your speeches in the future. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Alvin Sevi. All the three evaluators did a great evaluation. They gone through, they analyzed the topics which they delivered at us, and they given the proper suggestions. And really, I don't have anything else to add. All the three evaluators which you did right now. Before I move further, I would like to request our timer, Toastmaster Blessing Matthew. Please give the timing report for the three evaluators.
Thank you, GE. Toastmaster Bijal took 2 minutes and 58 seconds. She's qualified. Toastmaster Ramdas took 2 minutes and 3 seconds. He also qualified. Unfortunately, the president, Toastmaster Alvin Sevi, took 4 minutes and 8 seconds. I believe he does not qualify. It was so close.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes. So by timing one disqualification, the first two evaluators are eligible to voting process. So thank you, timer. Now the time as per the agenda, my general comments. As I mentioned earlier, I was joined from the right beginning of once our Zoom option were opened. Then surprisingly, they started right on time, only few seconds or maybe a minute late. It's not an issue at all. And then from there onwards, the flow is moving, and immediately our host started live streaming process as well. I would like to request everyone at the moment, when you look at the Facebook live streaming, or it is in the YouTube, right?
It's in the YouTube, yes.
YouTube. Only 2 viewers out of 2, one is myself. That shows you we are doing great things, but it is not published in a wide range. Nobody knows it's happening here now. That please, future, you need to take little attention by the BPPR. And today's meeting, what I noticed, we have right now 14 participants or members are here with us in the Zoom meeting. Out of 14, 7 of them are guests. Only 7 members are here. It's one of the oldest clubs in this island, and a lot of milestone been achieved. There are a lot of historical moments in KCA as well as KCA Toastmasters Club. And the right time, there is 2 veteran Toastmasters join with you to make you more bright future in your Toastmasters Club. They are Toastmaster Sijilal and Toastmaster Bindu Nair. Then the president already requested to our VP Education about the adoption of the agenda. Then immediately replied by the VP Education, there were no any changes in our agenda. If there is no changes in agenda or no adoption, then not required any further approval. We can keep as it is. No need to go for the proposed by someone, no need to go for the recommendation for the approval. But beside that, which I noticed, the agenda was circulated earlier. There were 4 speakers out of 4 speakers, there were no proper project details, or there were no title was mentioned in it. So this particular amendment or addition or omission in agenda should be incorporated that information. Then we can propose and agree by the seconded Toastmaster. That was missed. Other point which I noticed, the minutes of meeting was circulated earlier and all the members been agreed and was just approved in the meeting. That also you can proceed accordingly. There is no problem at all. But as our secretary, the secretary will get an opportunity to practice whatever hard work or whatever preparation has been made to prepare the minutes. Give 2 or 3 minutes to read the minutes. That will be one of the practices in daily or routine Toastmasters Club meeting. This is only a suggestion. This is my own suggestion. Don't take it that much serious in it. Only a suggestion for my own. Then regarding the grammarian and timer, accounter, all the role players, these are the main role players at the beginning stage onwards to take the lead. That was introduced by our president. I would like to suggest that you can divide into the grammarian can be introduced at the beginning by the president and give a chance to our TMOD to introduce a timer and a counter. Luckily, we don't have much other offices, reports, or any other businesses. That's why the president took only a short duration for conducting the presidential address, including the business session. So in that particular segment is added in it, then that will be a longer session for the president, can be divided into 2 segments. By the second half, I mean, when once introduced by the Toastmaster of the day, then can introduce a timer and a counter. It's also only a suggestion. It's up to your ESCOM and your own decision. It's not an issue at all. Then yeah, one more thing. Sometimes the host been involved in presenting their reports or addressing the gathering. At that time, whoever entering or whoever has any issues from your own device, please try to mute. That will be helpful for everyone. So these are the main points which I would like to suggest for your future meetings. Other than that, all the proceedings was properly done. Now, before I wind up, I would like to request a grammarian, Toastmaster Tenny Thomas. Please give your grammarian report.
Thank you, GE. Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters. It was a pleasure listening to all your speeches, and this evening there has been an excellent use of the English language. Some of the quotes that I would like to refer back to, which I found really good, was by our CGD, the purpose of education is to turn mirrors to windows. Failure is a stepping stone to success. Another one, be so good that they cannot ignore you. Trash for others will be treasure for us, and treasure for some may be trash for others. And the last one, we die once, but we live every day. Some of the corrections that I would like to note were the past tense for spread. It'll be just be spread. It will not be spreaded. Instead of it was happened, it'll be it happened. And to describe the state of a being noun, we will describe someone as being angry. So it'll be angry son, angry father, angry teacher. Oh, I'm really happy to know that many of us use the word of the day today, which is surmount, to mean overcome a difficult situation or an obstacle. So our president, TM Alvin, said it twice. DTM Khalid Abdullah said it once. TM Sijo said it once. TM Bijal said it once. TM Ramda said it once. And me, I said it once as well. As you all see, the word is quite useful in your everyday usage, and I hope that you incorporate the word into your future speeches as well. This is my report for today's meeting. Back to you, GE.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Tenny Thomas, for the very detailed report. Keep it up, and now move on to the counter. Toastmasters Sean Joseph, please give your counter report.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Today was a very wonderful day, and we didn't have much of misusages. But to cite few of misspells which happened, I can just cite a few, which is starting with Toastmaster Bluston had 2 R's. The Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sijo Anthony, had a few long pauses. It might be due to his bad internet connections and a few R's. Toastmaster Ramdas had few R's in the beginning. Toastmaster Ril Vasant, there was no much R's except a few areas, but there was few words which were being overused, like but, that, then, that is. It was used continuously, you know. Then coming to the president, Toastmaster Alvin had 1 R. Toastmaster Bijal had just 2 R's, and towards the end, Toastmaster Jenny had 2 R's. And that's all my report. And thank you very much. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean Joseph, for the detailed reports. Now,
Just one thing. I have launched a poll, so please, can you vote?
Yeah, please vote for the best speaker, best table topic commentator, and best evaluator. There were any best performer award? No.
No.
Okay. Please proceed with the voting. While that, I would like to say a few more things, which was the joke session conducted by our on Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sijo Anthony, and Sijo Anthony was brought a very inspirational story, and he narrated in a very innovative way, and it was really very interesting and touchy thing. Then today, one of the role players, Toastmaster Jayesh Kumar, who's very first time doing his table topic master job in Toastmasters Club, isn't it? You are the first time attending this, yeah, right?
As a table topic master, I'm the first time.
Yeah, okay. But it was a great job. You selected the topic in a very very nice topics, and you well conducted that. But only one suggestion I would like to give you, that this segment itself says that table topic segment. Never ask to the guest or even the seniors whenever they listen, my next question is, then everybody will feel a little bit scared. So always try to mention that my topic is, or my next topic is. So this is a table topic segment, so say that topics. That is only a suggestion to you. That other than that, really it was a great evening. I'm really enjoyed. Normally I'm attending multiple segments, but luckily today I don't have any other assignments. I'm very freely, and really I'm fully concentrated in our today's meeting. Thank you very much for inviting me as a G of today's meeting, and have a good night, and over to you, Toastmaster Sijo Anthony.
Our own Toastmaster Vishwanath, General Evaluator of today's meeting. You came like a famous TV reporter Arnab Goswami today in a small TV. And you have take all minute points where we can improve and develop ourselves for KCA Toastmasters Club and the guests. It was really motivational. All the points we will take into consideration for the next meeting for better conducting meetings and for our fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishwanath, for all your support to KCA Toastmasters. We always remember you in all our meetings. Your support is highly appreciated to KCA Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishwanath. With this, I would like to give control back to our president. I think Toastmaster Sean will be playing.
Unfortunately, the president has to take leave, and where we have the declaration of results yet pending. So I will. Do you want me to declare it, or do you want to declare it?
Please declare, Toastmaster Sean. No issues.
Okay. Coming to the, let's start from the table topics. Usually we go other way around. Table topics. Any guesses who is the best table topic commentator?
Our CGD.
Yes, no question. If he's there, there's no one else, you know. So congratulations, TTM Khalid Abdullah, for being the best table topic commentator.
Again, CGD Wasta wins.
Wasta, yes, Wasta. And then coming to the best evaluator, any guesses? The best evaluator. Come on, just any guess? Okay.
No guess.
It's none other than our own Toastmaster Vijal. And coming to the best speaker, we have a tie between Toastmaster Sam Rajesh and Toastmaster Vijal. It's a tie, so we have two people who have got the first prize. Toastmasters, congratulations to all the winners. And unfortunately, as I said, our president has to take a leave, so it will be my duty to wind up the meeting. I would like to thank everyone, each and everyone who has come to attend our meeting. As our area director mentioned, only 7 members of KCA is here, and thank you all for filling the gap and making this a wonderful meeting. And with that, I would like to adjourn meeting number 421, and meeting number 421 is adjourned.
Yeah, Mr. President, please take the feedback from the guest before.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Anyways, it's adjourned, but still we can take the.
Yeah, you can.
Yes. And to take up the feedbacks, let's start with one of our guests. Okay, Toastmaster Jenny, you're on the left side of the screen. So any feedbacks from your side?
Actually, it was really nice being part of this meeting. We don't usually have tea breaks in our meetings in St. Paul's, but it was a nice addition. A relaxing time. Business session, it was really short. We usually have a really long business session, and that's usually because we keep it once, twice in a month. I'm not quite sure on that.
Once.
Thank you. And the table topic sessions were really nicely done. They were very easy questions. And I hope you have more of your members being part of it. I know that even we struggle to have our members join as well. But overall, it was really nice to be part of this meeting. And you guys are 5 minutes ahead of time. I mean, ahead of the schedule. So that's good. That's a plus.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any feedbacks from Toastmaster Vijal?
Firstly, I'd like to thank Toastmaster Sean. Every time, like I had just messaged him once that if you have any speaking slots, do let us know. But I think we have taken quite, I think we are benefiting out of it. But I hope you have more members, your meetings, like you have only a few members right now, but I see that all of you are really very committed. The Toastmaster Sean, Toastmaster Sijay Anthony, they are really dedicated and enthusiastic when it comes to organizing meetings. And this is, I think, my second or the third time I'm attending a meeting at KCA. and it's very well organized. So I guess you need to pitch in few more members, and your club is already doing really great. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much. And let's get the feedback from our CGD. Dr. DTM Khalid Abdullah, do you have any feedbacks for us?
Well, what's left? There's nothing else to be added, to be honest. It was really a marvelous meeting. I apologize for coming in between. I was supposed to attend earlier, but we had a PRM session earlier, so I had also to be there. But yeah, what can I say about KCA? It's there. I was once asked about KCA. They were saying, well, okay, KCA, not existing coaches, but in previous coaches that I was receiving as a request, they were saying, well, KCA is there, but do you think we can really be coaches there, or can we help KCA? I was saying KCA, you don't need to have really coaches. You don't need to have any help with KCA. KCA will come back. It's just a matter of time. I know that it is difficult for all of us, not only KCA. And virtual meetings are there. Definitely, we are not 100% enjoying the virtual meetings. I can take this on. But this is what we have. And as leaders, we need to take opportunities for whatever we have. And I'm sure, talking about, alhamdulillah, in Bahrain, we are doing far better than other countries. So maybe another few months that we might go back to this lovely physical meeting that we have. And the KCA hall is waiting for all of us, I'm sure. And trust me, mark my word, at the end of this term, we would get more members for KCA, and we would enjoy the meeting back in the physical platform. And even if that didn't happen, we would definitely, as leaders, we need to strive and we need to be there together and virtually or physically and support each other. So I wish this club all the best, each and every individual member, being active members or inactive members. Please reach out to those inactive members. Before you reach out asking them to renew, please reach out and just ask about them. Just say, how are you doing? We missed you in our meeting. Take snapshot of this beautiful meetings currently and just pass it over. I know that they have still some lean or some obstacles in joining virtually, but trust me, when they see that everyone is enjoying and when they see that there are leaders striving during that difficult times, definitely they will join you, whether they want to continue as members renewing or even just to join you and be there during such difficult times. I don't want to take too long. I have so much to say about KCA. Thank you so much for being the leaders you are, and over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, DTM Khalid Abdullah. May I ask, did anyone start the physical meeting? Any of the clubs? I believe nobody has to. Not yet started.
Yes, we have. We have one in Kuwait. In fact, couple of clubs in Kuwait, they started physical meetings, but those clubs are also, in a way, they have low members, low active members. So they started with having only 6 members at a whole. Now, I know this is not optimal, but this is also a positive end that you can also meet physically. And they, of course, take all precautions. They even inform their, I don't know who, ministries or whoever is in there need to know. So it's all formal. Everyone knows about it. So that's the thing. It's happening. So there are two of them are doing it. And let's hope more of us will be doing it. Let's just do it very carefully, because I know this COVID is not something that we really need to take it easy. But looking at the light by the end of the tunnel, yes, it's happening.
I don't know if you remember, we were the first club to conduct the contest, club contest.
Oh yes. So and I think you were the first club to have joint meetings with many other clubs around the globe. Yeah, I was really enjoying it as a Division B director last term. So yeah,
even
keep on it.
You were thinking like, why don't we also start with the physical meeting?
Yeah,
maybe hybrid. Maybe hybrid.
Exactly.
Partially,
just take all the precautions. And
yeah, we're keeping our guests waiting. Can we have feedback from Toastmaster Blesson, please? Toastmaster Bliss.
Thank you so much for inviting me to be the timer. And honestly, it's the first time I'm seeing a meeting actually complete on time or before time. Usually, if you ask my fellow St. Paul members, without our meeting being extended for at least 15 minutes, it's not considered a proper meeting for us. So I'm just like honestly surprised that it got over in time. And it was a fun session. And I'm looking forward to coming back again whenever invited. Thank you so much for the invite again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Blesson. And that's not the least, we have one of our club coaches is going to be assigned, Toastmaster CG Lal. Can we have your feedback, ma'am?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean. Well, it was a wonderful meeting. In fact, I could learn many things from this meeting itself. And it's my pleasure to be the coach of this club. And I heard this club, it's one of the pioneer clubs in the island. Being a coach, let's see. Definitely we can get many things we can achieve. The only thing I could feel a bit upset was when seeing the screen, only few faces here. That's being a pioneer club, that will be like, making us a bit upset. So our CGD said, we'll work for that. Alone, we can't do anything. So together we will achieve and we'll make this screen, not one screen full, second screen, third screen. Let's hope for the best. How about you, Toastmaster Sean?
Hopefully. Thank you very much. And I think that brings ends. Have I missed anybody? Yeah, hopefully not. So I think so that we can formally wind up the meeting. It's 10 p.m. and thank you all for coming and making this a successful meeting. Hope to see you soon, KCA physically.
Take a group photo before.
No, I have already taken. Can you on?
But
please,
no, many of them are muted. Video. Then how you? Even our CGD is hiding at least your face. No need a dress code. Nothing. DTM allergy.
I don't have the TV frame that you have.
Oh, I will give you a rent. I will give you a rent.
Rent? He's charging rent for that also.
Yes, no. Not free. Rental TV.
And I don't think I'm dressed at all properly for a photo, but we'll do it next time.
Okay, everyone. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Vishwanji, you look really like Arnav Goswami, yeah?
Me?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, okay. Vishwan, yes.
But he's a tough guy, yeah? Not like you.
No, I came from work and directly sat. That's why I didn't get chance to drink tea.
That is why you're sitting inside the TV?
There was a tea break.
Yes.
There was a tea break in
they
between.
promised tea break, then directly started jog session. How I can move for tea then?
Toastmaster Vishen, Talabat is coming to you.
Oh, Talabat. Okay. No, normally I'm going direct to the venue and take snacks, tea. I'm normally enjoying with them, and living beside of the KCA. So I'm very close to them. Even during the session itself, they called me for some roles at that time. Some evaluators were absent. They called me, can you evaluate a speech? I went there and I did it.
So Toastmaster Vishen is a member?
Not a member. I'm
not yet. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, so he's staying very near beside the club. So
see, this is the club coach directly. Club coach speaking.
The club coach is very close to the club as well. Our club coach is very near to the club. Both of us are walking distance only.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck and join.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.